Okay, I'm back. A little bit early. Right on time. A little bit early. I got a lot done uh, last night. So, painted the eyes. Put them in this bag so I don't scratch them up. And then I came up with I did these prototype antenna on camera yesterday. And then last night I got a little crazy and made the real ones, which I think they're going to look pretty good. And I even came up with a system for how they'll stay straight, and we'll see if that works. I'm going to do that right now, see if it works. They're awfully crooked. I'm not going to worry about that, though. Okay. So here's our little antenna. These are our prototypes. So imagine this is... Imagine this is the head it's going into. I think I'm going to use my favorite tool, the zip tie. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to unstitch everything that I did yesterday, but I'm going to put a couple of holes in like that. I'm using a better foam too, so if this doesn't hold, I'm not going to worry too much yet. So I'm going to poke holes, and then I'm going to put this in like this. I'm going to feed. Like I said, I haven't tried this yet. Put some holes in the foam. This may be more difficult than I anticipated, but what isn't? So I'll feed the zip tie up through, like so, through this plate, which I'm going to put there. And loop it back down. This may be the entire thing of me trying to get these zip ties in place. I think it might work. Okay, so I'm going to put it through these rings in there. Notice I'm having to do this two-handed. We'll see if this works. Okay, already I've done it wrong. So aren't you glad that I tried this out first? Okay, so then that one. Yeah, this might be something that's better done before I built the head. Come on. See how well this works? Okay. There's that. Well, I'm glad I'm trying this before I put it in the head, because it's more difficult than I anticipated. Okay. Then that. I think maybe one more. So I think it's going to take 3 to do it. Biggest thing is I want to keep the knob of the zip tie on the inside of the puppet if I can. Although it sure would be easier if I didn't. try and do that. But I think they look better. It's better to look marvelous than to be marvelous, darling. Okay, here we go. Okay, so assuming that foam is more, assuming that foam is more firm than this, that should make them stand up straight. See how well that works? Wow. And the way I did this was I bent that welding rod into shape, put heat shrink tubing on it, and then there's a little knob at the top here in wire, and then I covered that in this is plumber's epoxy, and then spray painted it black. So again, I think it looks pretty good. My original idea was to push it up through a couple of holes in the skull, but there's be nothing to hold it in there. So yeah, we'll see how this works. No going back now. Well, if it doesn't work, I can always go back to the way it was. You know, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted. Okay. So there's that. And there's that. And there's Roberta. There she is. The nice thing about this being modular like this is if I just have to work on the head, it's super easy to pop off the head. If I need to just work on the arms, it's super easy to pop off the arms. So I think that's going to slide up. I think that's going to slide up in there just beyond the bangs. So if I can peel back the bangs, I can at least get to it. Sorry, I want to try and bend it so that it's conforming to her head a little bit. Like so. Okay. Time to make the donuts. Okay. So I'm going to undo everything that I did yesterday. But isn't that always the way? I should just throw out those scissors. They're completely useless. I guess I could put the knobs on the, we'll see. We'll see. And maybe showing you how to put the hair on her. My favorite thing to do. I should be using a seam ripper. I don't feel like ripping it out, getting it getting that complicated. All right, she's scalped. Okay, there are 2 holes here, which I'm going to try and use. These little knobs through there. Okay. Oh, maybe I'll put them on correctly. One went through real easy. Where's the other one? Looks like one of her bangs is covering the hole. There we go. Okay, so it's going to need some. It's going to need some reinforcement, but you can see what I want it to look like here. Okay, well, I'm liking the way that it's going to look. And I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it where, well, number one, I'm going to have to tie this hair back to some extent. I think I'm going to do it where the zip tie is on this side, so I don't have to deal with it. But let me try and get the first one in first. Let me think how I'm going to do this. Okay, I'm going to mark it. I got to cut away a little bit more of this hair too. Or I know that you're not really seeing anything here. Not that anybody's watching. I could actually cut into her face here because it's all going to be covered up by her gigantic eyes. But if I don't have to, I won't. There goes nothing. Ooh, that's not even the right hole there. Again, this would have been so much easier had um, I done this before I put the hair on, but nobody told me back then. Let me get some more zip ties. Okay. Gonna be a lot of me just fiddling. Hey Dave, how's it going? It's good. I've been busy. Just a second, I need to feed the zip tie through. I'm completely flying blind. It does. It does. It looks completely morbid, and it's gonna look. I'm doing this brain surgery here. Hopefully, I don't stab myself in the hand. But I know all you people playing bingo at home are going to be happy if I do. Okay. I think if I can get this first one through, we'll be in business. If not, I'll go in through the back of her skull. I don't want to have to take this whole hairdo off. This may be something that's better done offline, but what fun would that be? All right, I got it through. Where's that little wire thing? Okay, I got it. And I need to find the little loop. Almost there. Okay, almost. Okay, I got the first one in place. Are those wire ties? Wondering what your mounting process is. Oh, I kind of talk about it at the very beginning of the thing. Basically, I've got another piece of welding rod inside here that it loops around that conforms to the size of the shape of her head. And then, let me see if I can get the second one in here. And then I put the I'm looping it through the piece of wire or the welding rod that's in there. Here goes the second one. I've already changed the way I was going to do it, but okay. Make sure I get the loop in there. We're going to see me do this with Mayberry as well, so hopefully it'll go a little easier. Oh, I'm so close. The thing about it is there's this piece of wire in here that I'm also trying to hit. So I might get it in the little hole, but I also have missed the wire. But I got it now. I think I got it this time. There's the hole. I hope this character is actually performed, because I sure did go through a lot of work to get her done. Just what she needs, another hole in the head. Oh my gosh. Again, this would have been much better had I done this offline and just said, look what I did. Okay, got it. Okay, there we go. I'm not going to pull it tight. I'm just going to pull it. It locks. Okay, here's the second one. And get the third one, and then we're done. When I made the posable ears for my stuffed Walmart bunnies that I transformed into puppets, was that I used L200 at the top of the skull, then cut a slit L200 and sandwiched the ear between the. Yeah, that would have been the smart way to do it. But I built this head 12 years ago, so I wasn't planning ahead. I did something similar to this on the Ralph, but because it was all to L200 up in there, it was pretty easy. This is all just reticulated foam. Okay, last one. Make sure it's in the right spot. Get my hand in there. At least this will inform whether I do Mayberry or not. Okay. And I may put a brain up inside of her. And if I do, then that'll also help stabilize it. Uh-oh, I just pulled it through. Whoop. Okay. Try this again. There's one hole right there. Here we go. Okay, there's one. Okay, there's one. Loop it around a little wire. I got it. Come on. Feel the little end. Come on. Ooh. It's opening a giant hole now. It's okay, I'll sew it shut. Come on. Let's try it from the other end. There we go, I got it. Okay. See if I can get this to straighten up now. Flip off all these. Okay, now. All right, now when I sew that hair back on, it should keep them up straight. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it worked. All right. Cool. Let me sew her bangs back on. Okay. Oh, crap. There we go. Okay. I think that looks a lot better, despite everything else. Still got the brown thread in there. Home stretch, everybody. Home stretch. Sorry the window's open. It's so hot here today. Also, I think I'm going to do a little bit of gluing because I think I'm going to give her eyelids. I've been thinking about the character. The way the character is, she kind of is a little bit less wild or wide-eyed than Mayberry is, and they do look a lot alike. And I was thinking maybe like if I can put eyelids on that made her look a little bit more, I don't know, over it, without making her look angry. I think I will. And that'd give me a place to put the eyelashes too. And it was something I always intended to do. All right, the antennae are made from welding rod with shrink tubing over it. And then I took the Propoxy or plumber's epoxy, and I made a little knob at the top and then painted the whole thing black. Somebody asked about what the antenna were made from. I like the wig. Does it come styled like that? No, I made it from scratch. It's all fake fur. It's basically like a little beanie that has a wig lift in it that makes her ponytail. And then it has the same bangs. Sorry, the bangs. Oh, one second. The bangs are the same as they're actually the same pattern as Ralph's tufts. And then I just put them on. I put on 4 or 5 of them to make her bangs. And then the ponytail is one of those hair extensions that girls put on to make it look like they have a ponytail. That I found that was basically the same color as the fur I had, or at least it looked the same color as what I can see the fur as. It's great. They're a little crooked, but okay. And I think there's a foam ball covered in red fabric that makes her hair tie. Kind of all ties it together. I don't know. It's been like 12 years since I made this puppet, or this head. Yeah, people have told me it's the right color, so I just I'll take their word for it. You never know. It's funny though because it's actually synthetic hair as opposed to the fur, which I guess is also synthetic fur. It in the sunlight it picks up highlights a little differently, so it almost like she has blonde streaks. Yeah, the original Roberta had a wig, and it looked horrendous. It was just kind of a mop. I could barely get into a into a ponytail. I think I used a zip tie to get it in there. Um, what a different world we lived in before, like Amazon and whatnot. Because I wouldn't even known the first place to buy a wig back then, which is why I didn't use wigs. I made these hair things for it. No, she has an older way of doing it. It seems to still work. It's I think there's a thumb loop. There is a thumb loop, but it's got like a little. It almost looks like you know the Waldo interface that they use on the Muppets. The automated thing. It's like a little cone that goes over the hand. That's or a little foam cone thing. Oh, I can show you. I have another one over here. Just a second. I just found it. Okay. And the cricket. All right. Let's see. There we go. Okay. They're good enough. I can still cinch them down with a little bit of brown thread, which I probably will once I'm all done. But for now, it works. All right. So now I got to decide if I want to put eyelids on this thing. So just one second. So I get for cleaning up my shop. All right. So here's what's left. Oh, honestly. I'm going to start gluing really quick. So I'm going to have to open that again. But all right. Yeah, it's like a small foam oven mitt. All right. So here's her eyes. Which go on like that. Which go on like that. But let me just see what it looks like because I think it's going to look great. I want her to look bored. Or upset, but So if I put this on here like so, I think actually I'm going to do that. Okay. Kind of loud. Do I not have a pencil in this entire place? Too late now. I can be a little sloppy because there's going to be big black eyelashes that go over it. Actually, I wonder if I think I'm going to use this for eyelashes. Sorry, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Okay. Get this out of the way. Here's the piece I'm going to use. In fact, I'm going to go outside just for a second, and I'm going to use spray adhesive on this piece of fabric. So I'll be right back for 1 second. Okay, I'm back. It's just easier with the fabric to use the spray adhesive on it. And it'll react with the barge. It'll actually stick to it. Must have similar properties. Because I don't have to brush it on or dab it on, it works a little easier. Okay.
This is that cording that I use. Okay. Hi, everybody asks me about thinning my barge. No, I don't. I should, but I don't. I don't tend to have it long enough to thin it. Maybe I'll experiment with that. You're becoming proficient at using the curved needle. I tried a few times to get used to it, but the dang thing keeps rotating my fingers and causing me too much frustration. Any tips? No. Just knowing when to use it and when not to use it. I think. Like I was trying to use it for everything, and that doesn't work. All right. Here's our eyelids. It really looks thicker than it is because I was doing fur, and so there's fur in it now. And I really need to shake it up too. Try not to stick this in the glue. All right, that looks halfway decent. They're uneven. Let me fix it though. The eyelashes will cover most of that. Oh my gosh, they're really uneven. A little bit better. Oh well, it gives her character. All right, beautiful. All right. So, so as far as the curved needle goes, I just found that you had to really need to use it. Like there's a curve that you need. There's a um, there's a tight area that you need that you can't get a straight needle in and then get it back out. Oh, I need to get the hot glue gun. Um, so like going around the nose and stuff where I couldn't get a straight needle in and then get the needle back out. That would be one reason to use it. Um, the hair, the curvature of the head was kind of difficult to get a straight needle in and then get the needle back out. So that's why I used it there. Yeah. I wish I had been a little bit. I may end up adding another layer of black to it just to even it out a little bit. You know, the more I futz with it, the more I ruin it. So let's not do that. I have one more of these eyes that I could make another set if I needed to, but I don't want to really do that right now. So what I'm going to do with this this black cording, is I'm going to hot glue it all the way around. And actually, all the way on Mayberry I did. I'm just looking at this. I had some luck with some ribbon using it last time, but I think I'm going to use the cording. So I'm going to be basically putting a black line all the way around. And I may not go all the way up because when I draw it, when I draw her, I usually just fill in that much. So I think the black is just going to go around to here. I'll leave it open on the rest. But I just need something to be able to sew into. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. I think it'll go like this, up and around to about here. See how much I showed you? Okay.
And you do it a little bit at a time. Here, let me see if I can. How did the kids do on Art Fight? I think they were tied last I saw last night. Ow, ow, ow. There we go. Oh, I'm not doing it this far. Sorry, I'm just trying to tack some of this down. Ow. I think I may have messed this up. Okay, there's one eye. Let me do the other one. Now that I've made a protective layer of a blister on my finger. Okay, and this is all to try and match the way that I draw, which has really thick lines for the eyes. That's the end of the cording. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna let that cool down before I burn myself again. Get rid of the glue gun. All right, so let me get rid of this. Okay, so, oh, I'm really herky-jerky, aren't I? Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm gonna restart this because my machine's bogging down, but I'll be right back. So just pop back on. I may have frozen. Oh, wait 1 second. I know what it is. Did that fix it? That fixed it. I forgot to plug my computer in. Is that better? Okay. So the plan for the eyelashes, that's a very good question. Originally, I had these guys. Let me get this out of the way. Remember, they were up on the side. I saved the original ones I had. They might be salvageable, or I might make some new ones. They're kind of, yeah, I don't know if these will work. But that's kind of the idea. I can make some new ones if I have a plastic bottle. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But that's kind of the look I'm looking for. They're very cartoony. They're not the right shape. What I did was I have some stiff felt. Maybe I can make them out of those. The leftover from Miss Piggy. I think that's my plan for the eyelashes. But I'm gonna not worry about that until I get them on the eyes on the head. Okay, so that's dry. So you got a little chip there already. Okay, so this is where we're at right now with her. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that black thread and I'm going to I'm going to whip stitch it right through that little bit of black cording that I have there. Okay, where's my, what do I do with my, there it is. Make sure I have black and not brown. Wow, it's starting to look like something. Now, one of the problems I have with Roberta is that her hair is so dark, and she does have eyebrows. They always get lost in her hair. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I am going to put eyebrows on them, but if at the end of the day you can't see her eyebrows, just to let you know, I'm aware of the problem. I don't really know how to fix that. With Mayberry, I just put the eyebrows right on the blonde hair, and they show up fine. But I think with her, one of the original ones, she had little wire ones that stuck up like cartoon eyes, but they got lost just as easily as the ones that are just sewn on. So. All right, so this is the best way I found to do this with these giant eyes. I know it seems like a big old pain, and it is. But if you're lucky, you only have to do it once. I should be wearing animation gloves, though, with these eyes the way they are. Thank you. Thank you, Dave, for saying that these eyes look great. I may have just messed something up, but let's see. It's like Little Orphan Annie. Just teasing you. Try not to get any of your hair in there. And this technique was basically figured out just to solve the problems of this particular design. Like, I had never seen a puppet with this big an eye, and I think there's probably a reason. Everybody always says that they don't say it looks like it, but as I'm building it or designing it, they always say, well, it's going to be really hard to focus those eyes with the giant pupil, the giant eyes. But I may have to do this again. You can see these stitches over here. Yeah, I'm gonna start over from scratch, guys. Sorry. Actually, I may go over on the other side and then, yeah. So you get the idea. You get the idea what I was trying to do. Let me try it one more time. I thought I was saving it, but apparently I didn't. Oh, fantastic. I couldn't tell what you were talking about. You're talking about Annie. I think I had grabbed the... Well, it's good that I had to start over because I think I grabbed the wrong thread. Yeah, this is brown. Okay, try this again. See, even my mistakes are for a reason. I would have never seen it. That was just practice. Okay. I'll try to be a little bit more. I'll try to be a little bit more meticulous about it. Oh my gosh. This seat rose up as I stood up and pinned my legs under the table. There we go. Okay. Okay, so the key really is to try and get it in under the edge, because if you go in too far over, which is what happened, you can see the thread as you do it. And to not use brown thread. I'm going to try to use black. See, originally I was trying to figure. One of the reasons I abandoned this puppet is originally I was trying to figure out how to give her an eye mechanism with these crazy eyes. And let me just tell you, it's not possible. Oh, let me open the door in case Tilly needs to get in. It's got like a beauty mark. There it goes. Wonder if you can just stitch those 4 different places rather than going all the way around. I don't know if that would be any easier. Like, I probably could, but I'd also have to tie off a needle every time. I think you're right. I think that might be like... one way of doing it. But you know, once I get started and I'm not just blathering away as I go, it's pretty fast. I used to glue them on, like put a big old, like mark them all with. And I used to have the line around used to be a piece of felt that I stuck on, would always fall off at the worst possible moment, like when I was at a convention. Um, but I used to mark on here with pins where the outline of the eye was, and then cover the whole thing in barge, and then glue it down. And that didn't look very good. So this is much. It didn't keep it attached. It didn't keep it tight against the head. No, don't mess it up. Come on. Emergency averted. The question I get asked most, though, is how I make these eyes. So don't tell anybody. That wasn't a plane. I bought up as much of that cording as I could when Joann's was going out of business, because I use it. Oh boy, it broke just at the right time. Okay, here we go. I got one side done. There's our eyelash, that big rat's nest. Well, I should never put that pencil on there, but that's okay. All right. For eyelash, we'll cover it. Oh man, how'd we get crooked? Well, I'm gonna have to redo this whole thing again. It got crooked at some point. Now it's on there, all wonky. Oh well, you guys get the idea. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna just have to do this offline because this is gonna take me forever. So she's got her crooked eyes. but they're coming along. Once I get this on here correctly, I'll hold off to put the pupils on and the eyelashes, and I'll do that on Monday, I guess. Yeah, I could put the bolts on the back. There's room to do it. I could put a bolt on there. I'm just not afraid. I mean, honestly, I could do that. I could even just do one each, and then I could run the whip stitch around to keep the eyes in place. Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe I'm not out yet. Let me cut these threads. This would be happening whether you guys were watching or not. I'm convinced. See if I have any bolts. Okay. Where are my bolts? See, with Ralph, I ran into this problem where I got the eyes all figured out and then realized I didn't have any bolts. Maybe I'm going to have that same problem here. Just a second, I want to rummage through my assortment of bolts here. I found one. Here, I might not be out of the game yet, guys. Just 1 second. I just need 2 bolts that are roughly the same size. Okay, now I just need 2 nuts that are basically the right size. See, this is what makes good TV. Me rummaging around rummaging around off camera, looking for a bolt that may or may not even be in here. Okay, I think I'm in business. I swear I'm coming back. That's a good call, Dave, to do this. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, there's a nail. All right. Let's see what I got here. Yeah, I haven't seen him yet either. I sent him some pictures, and I haven't heard anything back. I don't think these are going to fit. Nope. Okay. Here's another contender for the bolts. Those might be better. And they fit through the... No, they don't. They don't fit through the washers. Boy, you know what? With all these things that I have, I cannot believe how little actual supplies I have. Let's see. Well, that fits to that, so it's probably a molly bolt. As I found with Ralph, I thought this would work. I thought this would work to do it, but there's no way to tighten it. Although, sure would make it easy if I could just use a molly bolt and then tighten it from the back. Plastic sign washers might work. I'm trying to think this out. Okay, I'm going to put these guys in like so. And then if I can't get those molly bolts to work, I'm going to go to Home Depot and get some nuts that fit them. But I think it'll work. And actually, plastic sign washers are a really good idea. I thought about it. If anything, this will keep it a little bit more secure. It'll keep it in place long enough for me to sew it on. Yeah, I suppose I could do that. Yeah, it's high enough up that it's not going to bother it. Okay. Here goes nothing. Actually, Charles did ask me if I was going to live stream the other day, and that was the one day I took off. I was like, gonna make sure these are straight. That was the day that I can't remember if it was the day that I can't remember which day I was playing hooky, but it was one of the days I was playing hooky. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she is getting an eyeful. They don't have to be absolutely straight, but it'll help. Okay, let that sit. Was so surprised when I saw BJ had joined you live. Yeah, he says he pops on here from time to time. I talked to him today. Okay, well, again, this is going to be real interesting uh, as we wait for Propoxy to dry. Any questions? I think this is going to be a really good puppet once it's all done. You could show us how to do the lashes with a plastic bottle. Yeah, do I have a plastic bottle? Let me go see if I can find one. So I don't really have the thick ones, but I have the thin ones. So this is how I do. This is how I do those plastic bottle eyelashes. It's pretty simple, actually. So you take a plastic bottle and you cut off this part of it. I like to use, like, I always say Diet Dr. Pepper because that's what I drink most of the time. But the soda ones have a little bit thinner than the these plastic ones, these water bottle ones. I don't know that I used to do it with felt. Do I have any felt? No. Okay, I'll just use this. This is the stuff I use for eyelashes. But so what I do is I take some of this sticky back eyelash material. I put it on the plastic. You should do it on both sides. See how well that works? Doesn't help that I have Propoxy all over my fingers. Okay. All right, so then you basically stick it on. And I use a self-adhesive felt usually, but this is going to work. Okay, so then you basically can These are just the shape, but I would figure out what the shape was going to be too. So then what you end up with is this plastic backed piece of, it would be felt, that has this curve to it. And the reason that's why I use the soda bottles, because they're always pre-curved. Yeah, it's sticky back velvet. But like I said, this is what I use for the eye pupils. It's what I had. But see, when I put this on here now I have the eyelashes that stick out like I want them to. So, did that answer your question, Dave? And like I said, I like to use a little bit thicker plastic because this is pretty flimsy, but this might work. Yeah, I discovered that one too. It's like I came up with the idea for doing it because I was getting ready for Comic-Con. I was rebuilding the last batch of these multiple puppets. The last major ones were made in about 2006, and that was when I built the Ralph that got stolen. It was 2005, and then 2006 I remade all the other characters in like 3 weeks. And I was getting to the end of it. I think Roberta was the second to last one, and I needed eyelashes. And I've been drinking a bunch of Diet Dr. Pepper, and I had that felt that I was using for pupils and eyebrows and stuff. I was like, hey, wonder if I did this. I could cut that out, and that's how I did it. I saw Verna do something like that for eyelids. Great. Who's Verna? Okay, those are on now. Boy, these eyelids are really crooked. But I don't care. Here, let me line it up. Let me slow down. All done. Look at her eyes. Boy, Roberta's really getting it today. All right. I can get a cloth or something. Okay, I'm going to try what you said, putting it on backwards. Boy, this is tight. Okay. What's going on? I have no washer in there. Oh, I don't have a washer on there. More great TV. Should use a shorter screw. The nice thing is I can push the scissor across and just spin it around. Okay, we're coming up on the end. That mouth plate is really, like, the top of it rubs up against these screws, these bolts. This is all informative for when I do Mayberry. I know they look nothing alike. Okay. All right, that worked pretty well. And it's crooked. But I can fix it. You get the other one now. Oh, did I have two of them? Okay. See, this is the problem I was running into with Ralph. Wait. Well, that explains it. It's not the right size one. I may not have another one of these. Oh, boy. Oh, I do have it. Okay, that's a big one. That one's slightly smaller. Let's see if that one works. Come on, please work, please work, please work. I get so excited, I don't test things. Yeah, this is the right one. I may not have to run that thread around, or at least just tack it down in a couple places now. You know, what's funny is this is the way I was going to attach Ralph's eyes as well. And then I ended up using the Propoxy method. I probably should have scratched up the back of these eyes before I did it, though. Hopefully they don't pop off. Home stretch, come on. Verna Finley, she was the first soft-sculpt ventriloquist puppet builder back in the 80s. Oh. Well, Dave, that looks pretty good. I'm still going to tack it down a little bit, but it definitely got him on in the right spot. All right, so here she is now. With her eyes on. Her antenna on. All right. So now what do I do? I think I still do need to tack them down. They're just at the sides. I think I can just put a few stitches down at the sides. I think we're set. Okay, where's the curved needle? I could do it all the way along, but I'm not going to do it. Maybe I'll go back later and do it. But I think I just want to tack down the couple of places where it pulls up, because it's not exactly conform. It doesn't exactly conform to her head shape. You guys know the drill. You've seen this twice before. That actually, I think, is going to tack it down pretty well. Do the same on the other side and then call it done. It'll be our little secret. Don't mess it up now. Okay, there we go. I should have put what do you call that stuff? Not the gloss coat, dull coat on here to protect these eyes. Of course, I forgot yet again. Oh well, too late now. Just like every other puppet I build. Well, that was easy. Okay. Where are my glasses? There they are. All right. I am super happy that I actually made that change. That the eye change that I did, because it's so much better than it was. Of course, it was never attached. It was just pinned for a decade or so. All right. Oh, just a second. Ouch. All right. Yeah, I might want to put a couple stitches there. That out of the way. Sorry, it doesn't sit on this stand very well. Okay, so there she is. Now let's figure out these eyelashes. So this is the one I just made, which I think actually fits her better. Can I get any closer? Let's see. Like if I stuck that on there, well, that might not work. See how the old ones look? They're going the wrong way, but I know it's hard to see. Sorry. I'd have to make new ones, but yeah, I think I need to make brand new ones. So I'll do that at a different time. But I can put her pupils on now. Let me clean up a little bit. Right. What do I use for mouth plate material? I use usually I use garage sale signs. So like, you know, I just cut these up. I've started using a little bit corrugated foam core, or not foam core, corrugated gator board. And also these cutting mats that Dave recommended. So I use a lot of different stuff. I think these are the ones I use. Sometimes the pupils need to be a little bit bigger on these puppets because of the giant eyes. I've heard they're really hard to focus. Okay. Yeah, those are too small. I think all the multiple puppets are going to end up with bigger pupils this go around. I don't want them to look stoned, you know? And finding the placement on these giant eyes is tough sometimes, so it may take me a couple of tries. I have to go to AMPM and pick up another Diet Dr. Pepper so that I can cut apart the bottle. I would say if you're going to do that, use a diet drink or a thicker water bottle, because I don't know, the sugar I think it would be really tough to get off these things, but all of it anyway. I guess you could wash it, but wash it. I think that's pretty close. All right. Well, I'm almost done. All that's left is the eyebrows and the eyelashes, and I'm going to have to wait on both those. But she looks like something now. So anyway, what do I do? Do I do my Miss Piggy with her? Oh, guy, how did I get into it before? Is it like I know I was doing, don't you dare, don't you dare. Okay. I don't know if I can do it. Well, yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna do Miss Piggy, but yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so interesting having these puppets back together. I don't think she looks particularly big either, and so you can see the difference in the antenna. You see the way that's more like what I wanted, what Roberta has, and these floppy ones are the best option I had for the longest time. So I'm gonna retrofit Mayberry, I think maybe next. Sam and Mayberry. Sam has less to do. All I have to do on him is to paint his eyes, and then reapply them. And then Mayberry needs the eyes and the antenna done. So anyway, all right. Well, it looks like next time. Let me get these arms on straight. Next time I'll be doing the eyelashes and the eyebrows, and then she'll be done. So I'm pretty happy. Oh, that's interesting. So this, let me show you something. She has a uvula. It has the black part. I don't do that anymore. So now she's back to normal. That's how long ago I did it. Is like I've completely changed the way I do Mal's. So it's a lot of. So there we go. Awesome. All right, guys. I can't get my hand. There we go. All right. I'll see you guys probably. Well, maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll pop on and finish those eyes. But as always happens with Saturdays, it's tough for me to get going. So it may be Monday. But we are very much at the end of this project, and then straight on till I guess probably Sam. I'll fix him up, and then Mayberry, and then to finish everything up, I'm gonna rebuild Sammy. So that one's gonna be from scratch. It'll be very much like the capybara, but I got some new fur, and it'll be a pattern completely from scratch because I haven't built him for quite some time. Boy, I'm getting an error message. Okay. So did I go out for a while because I just got a weird error message? Anyway, I'm gonna like I said, I may come back on tomorrow and do it, or I might do it Monday, but it'll be done on that one, and then I'll move on to Mayberry and Sam, and then Sammy from scratch, and that'll be a fun build because I haven't touched that pattern in since 2006, so it's going to be a very interesting thing. I'll probably build what I built all those years ago, and then see if I can improve upon it, which I'm sure I can. All right, okay, I'll talk to you.